Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come and talk about the girls on Married to Medicine. All right, y'all. So the episode starts out with Dr. Contessa teaching her son how to drive, and all I could think about was the good old days. Girl, when I was almost this close to giving my mama a stroke, a heart attack, passing out, when she was teaching me how to drive. Okay. I remember those days back in high school, her teaching me how to drive and her grabbing her chest. Okay? Can I say something? I know Dr. Scott has had some type of surgery on his eyes. So he's limited in the things that he can do. And no, we don't want Dr. Scott, at this moment teaching their son how to drive a car. But I don't know what it is about Dr. Scott based off of the things that I have seen him say, when it comes to like Contessa, excuse me, putting in the most hours at their job. And then, I see Contessa carrying in grocery bags and him asking where's the ice cream, to even him last week saying that Lauren was in the kitchen making him a sandwich. And now we got Contessa teaching the son how to drive. Like, does Scott do anything except go clock in for a couple of hours at work? Even after Contessa's birthday party, I think the next day she said she was cooking all day for everybody. Like, it's like, I'm sorry, but like based off of how it appears, it does kind of give like Scott is lazy. I'm sorry, that's how it comes across. But that's her husband. Um, Angel is a lead in the movie. Um, they were watching the movie. Girl, I take a test. Dr. Contessa fell asleep during the movie. Woke up talking about loved it. Wonderful job. Girl, you asleep. Girl, you asleep. Girl, you asleep. And you wake up talking about loved it. Loved you. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, but that's all right. Okay, girl, we know why Dr. Contessa is tired. Dr. Simone talking about why she tired because she's not on call. Cause she gotta cook for everybody, and carry in the groceries, teach her son how to drive, and Scott to sit in the house and ask for ice cream. Okay. Excuse me. That's why she's tired. That's why she need a nap. I understand why the heifer needed a nap. Because I would have needed one too. Okay? Anyways, Dr. Simone tells the girls, because at the movie premiere for Angel, it was only Quad. Um, I can remember, it wasn't everybody though. Um, but Dr. Simone tells the girls that were in attendance that, I think it was Mimi, Angel, Contessa, Quad, and Simone. She tells them that her and Cecil won't be hosting the couples trip this year due to them basically wanting to put their energy into their own marriage, based off of a few hiccups that they've hit along, the road. Um, So Toya and Eugene will be this year's host, and she feels as though, based off of them being in a good place in their marriage. Now, I guess depending on who you ask, okay, they will. The people might have a difference of opinion. If you ask me, and nobody has, I would say they're okay to host a trip. But I could see based off of what just happened with Toya and Eugene, and couples argue all the time. It's not a big deal. But based off of Toya's reaction and how it almost went down at Toya's party, some people may again have something different to say. Mimi and Angel, they're kind of hesitant on receiving that Toya will be the head, the HBIC for the trip because they're not in the best space with Toya, so they don't know how she will handle them, being that they're not seeing eye to eye. Toya is telling Dr. Eugene. Dr. Eugene is off for 17 days. I said, no, that's right. So he's off for 17 days. He's sitting down having a glass of wine. Well, okay, well deserved. And Toya tells him that they will be hosting this year's couples trip, but she's not going to make a big deal out of the people that are single. She says that it makes it hard for the couples to have to baby and cater to the single people in the group. No, it don't. I could be wrong because it's been 12 seasons and we watch a lot of reality TV over here outside of this show. So maybe it has happened and I just don't recall. But I don't recall it being that tough to cater to, say, Quad. Tori, you just don't want no single people in the group because you think that girl, you can't trust the single girls. I think that's what it really comes down to when it comes to Toya not trusting single people or single women in the group. Because it has something to do with, girl, she's single. As if married people don't cheat with married people all the time. Okay? Anyways, Curtis is on a business trip, a business golf trip in Canada. I say for a motherfucker to have did all that fussing and cussing about Dr. Jackie working, putting too many hours in, he sure be gone all the time now. Every time I look up the motherfucker in Canada, the Dominican Republic, girl, Nigeria, girl, he's somewhere, but he's not at that house. So now he's on a golf trip, a golf business trip in Canada. Y'all know I do not like Curtis. Let's move on. I don't know if this trip was last minute. I feel like it was because everybody's flights were being canceled. So everybody was having a hard time getting to Jamaica. Did I say they were going to Jamaica? Yeah, they're going to Jamaica. Everybody was having a hard time getting to Jamaica due to flights being canceled. At one point, Cecil's seat got canceled, I believe. And so, but Simone being a Delta elite girl, her seat was solidified. And so Cecil was going to have to fly Frontier to Jamaica. And so they asked Simone, does she want to just fly with her husband? Simone told them, hell no. Okay, bitch, I with Simone, bitch. Let me tell you something. One thing about it, two things to show, three things for certain. I done already told y'all. How long I've been saying for years. Years. When I get my money together, girl, two things that I'm not going to play about is flying first class. And you don't fly first class on Spirit of Frontier. I'm not, listen, I've flown Spirit, girl, plenty of times. I've only flown Frontier like once or twice, not a lot. But Spirit, a whole bunch of times. Because Spirit from Houston, if I was going to like Vegas, sometimes, girl, those sheets be like, girl, a penny. Okay? But anyways, two things that I'm just not going to budge on if I can help it. If it's flights and hotels, basically. I'm not budging on hotels. I mean, now, girl, a girl got to do what a girl got to do. Okay? You know, the funds are limited. Okay? You know, we got a budget. So we might have to stay at the Hilton Garden Inn or the Hyatt Place sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We might have to stay, you know. We can't stay at the top notch. Want the most, not the lesser. But, you know, one day, you know, sometimes, you know, you can find good hotels for like luxury hotels for good prices. But then sometimes you can't. But yeah, so I'm not mad at Simone for saying, girl, I'm not flying no Frontier, girl. I'm flying Delta. Straight up. Straight like that. So, anyways, excuse me. Does Quad smoke weed? Because they were talking about smoking weed in Jamaica, and King was like, he said something that he made, like, I don't know if it was a joke. He was like, yeah, we know you smoke weed in Jamaica. And she was like, I don't smoke weed in Jamaica. He was like, okay. And then she just looked at the camera like this. I was like, okay, like, girl, you smoke. Okay, girl. I feel like what probably happened was she probably smoked one time when they went to Jamaica, and now King is trying to act like, girl, she just Bob Marley every time she go. Girl, hey man, girl, you know, pass the pump up, you know, pass the pump to the left, to the, you like, that's how King is trying to act, but I don't know. I have to get King, girl, I'm gonna give King this much. Y'all know, King, King was rubbing me the wrong way the last episode. But I have to give him his props. It sounds like if it wasn't for King, um, I'm like, what a verification code I forgot. Okay, never mind. Girl, I start getting real nervous, girl. It sounds like if it wasn't for King, the trip to Jamaica wouldn't have went as smoothly as it went. King appeared, and so he was very hands on with the mission. This year it was more of like community service, like giving back to like the children. I thought was so sweet. When I say it was so amazing, I love when they do stuff like this on the show. But because it was specifically centered around children, I thought it was very, very nice. You could tell that Dr. Eugene is a great doctor. Like the way that his whole kind of like energy changed when he was talking to the children, like I just absolutely loved it. Um, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying, girl. Anyways, girl, it'll come back to my mind. So they get to Jamaica. Oh, King. King sounds like he was very hands on. Like that's the type of shit I be wanting to do. Not what King did, but like as far as like hanging out with, like I want to hang out with the locals. Like when I go to places, I don't want to hang out in the tourist area. I don't like, for example, New York. I do not like staying in Times Square. I will say, like the last time me and my sister we just went to New York a couple of weeks ago for New York Fashion Week. Hello, come on around there, Nigel. And we stayed pretty close to Times Square because one, that's where we needed to be because that's where we were mostly going to be going like to Broadway plays and the what is it called? The show that we went to was still in the area, so it wouldn't. Even though it would, I found a cheaper hotel downtown, but I was like, girl, I don't feel like dealing with that. So, but anyways, so yeah, I like to be like in Harlem, girl. Next time I go, I think I'm gonna stay in Brooklyn. Like, I don't want to be in a tourist area. I want to be with the locals. Okay, what a niggas at? Okay. Anyways, so shout out to King, I guess, girl. He did his big one on this trip. So they get to Jamaica, and Eugene and Toya, they basically tell them they have to do a pledge of friendship. Basically, girl, they need to get along as best as they can. Okay. I don't know what group they think they're talking to. And girl, quiet as this kept, girl, one of the messiest girls on the trip is standing right beside you, Dr. Eugene. Um, Quad says that she just basically wants to have fun and get back to her and King. This IVF journey has taken a lot out of them, and she just wants to get back to just the fun of it all. Jackie tells Heavenly, I thought it was so funny. Jackie wants to talk to Heavenly about the Met Gala. And, Heavenly is kind of like, girl, over it because Toya coming in, basically trying to put her stamp on shit. She's never really participated to the magnitude that they participated. Toya gave a few bottles of wine and she felt like that was all she needed to do. So I guess Toya, Heavenly's kind of over it. Girl, at one point, Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie were talking, and Dr. Heavenly was like, Jackie. And then Dr. Jackie was like, Heavenly. Jackie. Heavenly. Jackie. Heavenly. Jackie. Heavenly. Jackie. Heavenly. Ow! So basically, Jackie needs all hands on deck. She wants to sell at least 100 tickets, and so far she said they only sold 8. Girl, where? girl, just cancel it and do it next year, girl. What it feels like is Jackie, no shade. You wait to the last minute to get this shit together. When if this is something y'all gonna do at least for the show every year, then this should already be something that is already set in stone. So when the cameras pick up, you already know kind of what the deal is. Jackie says that maybe she shouldn't have made Toya the CFO. Girl, you think? They all went out. Well, not everybody. Simone, Cecil, Brandy's baby. When I say that Brandy's husband, baby, that nigga right there. Yeah, that's the one. I knew that nigga was fine. The first episode when they went to when Mimi had that whatever she had that event at the beginning of the season. And I said, girl, who was this? Brandy's husband. Yeah, he the one. That nigga is fine. Okay? Like a handsome just nigga. Okay? I said, ooh, Brandy, you got you one, baby. Let me stop looking at y'all husbands. Anyways, so they all went out. Brandy went out. Her husband hasn't made it yet. He's only going to be able to come for like one day because they have, babysitting not problems, but they don't really have a village. I'm assuming they're in Atlanta by themselves. I don't know. But nonetheless, girl, he can't be there the whole time because somebody got to be at home to watch the motherfucking children. So Brandy, Quad, King, Toya, Eugene, Cecil, Dr. Simone, they all went out. They looked like they had a good ass time. I think at one point, I saw Eugene with his tongue hanging out of his mouth, smacking Toya on the ass. Everybody was dancing and drinking. They just had a good time, you could tell. Excuse me. So the next day, they're on their way to the medical mission or the community service. And Toya made a comment about because Brandy is a single one, not necessarily the single one. She's married, but her husband hadn't made it there yet. So the ones who basically didn't have a man or a partner was Angel. Angel is single, I believe, and then Brandy, of course, because her husband hadn't arrived. And so she made a comment about Brandy and Angel will be the ones to float from group to group to kind of tell, I guess, the married people what they needed to work on. And of course, no shade to y'all married people, but y'all act like, girl, can't nobody tell y'all nothing. Girl, let me tell y'all something. Heavenly was like, please. That's like a broke bitch trying to tell me how to get money. I don't know. I just know married people get real funny acting when it comes to like single people. Like, I don't need to be married to look at a group of people and for me to observe and say, yeah, I can see how it might come across as disrespectful when you tell your husband in front of a group of people to shut up and put a biscuit in his mouth. I don't need to be married to say, girl, I can see how that can come across as disrespectful to your husband or vice versa. You see what I'm saying? Like, some stuff you don't need to, like, I don't know, like, I don't need to be married to know the ins and outs or to be able to observe and give my opinion. You can go to a therapist who's not married and they can, based off what y'all tell them, girl, they can still tell y'all what the fuck is going on. But you can go to Dr. Jackie who ain't got no fucking kids and she'll deliver your kids and probably give you the best advice. I mean, well, girl, I don't know. Depending on who you ask. Hey, okay. Girl, we know what she said. Okay, let me shut up. We're not going to go backwards. Anyways, girl, it is what it is. Girl, we don't care. So they're going back and forth. Toya is talking, right? Damon, basically they're pulling up to the place where the kids are at. And so Damon starts talking, but Toya was already talking. So he's interrupting Toya. And so Toya kept talking. And of course, we know Heavenly don't play about her man at all. So Heavenly tells Toya, I think I'm paraphrasing, but I think she did tell her to shut the hell up because her man trying to talk. And then Toya told Heavenly, girl, I was talking before your man started speaking. And then she says, if he disrespects me, he gets 0 back. And I heard Heavenly say, he wasn't disrespecting you, I was. It reminded me of when Nene and Kenya got into it. And Nene was like, you're not going to disrespect me and my husband. And then Kenya said, I just did. Let me tell you something. When Toya right, she right. When she wrong, she wrong. And in this moment, Toya was 1,000,000% right. Let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck who your husband is. What I be telling y'all all the time. Even when I tell y'all about people's mamas getting in the shit down to these shows, I always say, while yes, it can be entertaining when we see the mamas act a fool, but I do wish sometimes the mothers stayed out of the mess. Because we know how we get about our mamas, whether they right or wrong. And ain't too many people gonna let somebody talk to their mama crazy. Even if you know your mama isn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, bitch, your mama ain't my mama. Hey, okay? Your mama ain't my mama. And in this scenario, baby, your husband ain't my motherfucking husband. And if I done told my husband to shut his mouth and put a biscuit in his mouth, then bitch, what the fuck you think I'm gonna tell your husband? Let me say it again. If y'all done heard me say, or if y'all think that I disrespect my husband, then what the fuck you think I'm gonna say to yours? Because if I tell my husband to shut up and put a biscuit in his mouth, then what the fuck you think I'm gonna tell your husband to put in his? So yes, I was talking, and I'm not gonna shut up. If anybody was being rude, it was your husband. Because he was interrupting me. I wasn't interrupting him. Okay? Toya was 100% right. Now, she didn't say all of that because I would have said that. Girl, we would have got it popping on that bus in front of them children. Toya wasn't wrong. Toya wasn't wrong. I'm Team Toya on that one. I don't give a fuck what your husband was trying to say. Bitch, I was talking. Because I've been fucked around and said, fuck you and fuck your husband. How about that? We can really get a jicket on this motherfucker if you want to. We'll turn this whole bus around and go back to that hotel and go back home. To Atlanta. Anyways, girl. Heavenly pulls Toya to the side. Excuse me. To talk to Toya. Of course, Toya don't want to hear nothing Heavenly got to say, but of course they're like in front of the kids, so it's not like they're not going to make it a big deal. And then towards the end, Damon is talking about supporting Heavenly in politics, even though he doesn't really want her to be in politics. He wants her to be at the house. You know, now they're empty nesters, so now they have the house to themselves. And so, girl, here she go. Anyways, that was pretty much the episode, girl. Yeah, and then they started showing clips of them getting into it in the next episode. So the next episode, it appears as though the shit about to go down and everybody about to be cursing everybody out. I said, I know that's right. You know, we like when they act a little ignorant on TV. But yeah, that was it, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye.